and I don't know if Ram has addressed this, but I think personally you better strap in because we're in for a hell of a ride as we've already entered, the center of the galaxy alignment with the black disk. I mean, we've been in it since 1987. And going to the other side, we have a very rocky road, and recalling that nature itself is a changing, dynamic body, just like we are. It's not an inert, unconscious being. It is a collectiveness of life, and it's going to change. And we're unprepared for those changes, then we meet our doom. Those that are, just like the governments of the world. I mean, the American government is actually located underground. I mean, it's a vast network underground everywhere, and the same in Europe and all of the major countries that understand their leaders. They all know that that's coming. And so when your government is doing that, I don't know why you're laughing and you can't figure out you can't do it. I mean, they know that things are coming. I think that before a lot of things happen, we're going to be forced with this oil spill. And by the way, there's another spill coming to actually renegotiate our energy solutions. And if Obama had half of the hope in him now that he had promised prior, would kickstart that, and who knows, maybe salvage a whole nation of people because they are in the throes of change instead of whining about yesterday. The oil spill is purposeful good. It is to teach us a lesson. And if we don't learn it, there's going to come another one and another one and another one until we get it, until we say, okay, I get it, I give up, I get it.
Yeah, that's what we were getting. It had to be that severe for people to get it because people are in such denial and such complacency, and they're just, sitting on their haunches waiting for everybody else to take care of things for them, until people stand up and wake up and start acting on what needs to be done. It's just going to continue to accelerate and get worse and worse and worse until something's done with this issue.
I absolutely agree. But for you and your viewers, and I'm sure that you know about this, we as an individual are divine beings. I mean, we are forgotten gods, and who forgot us? We did. And when we wake up to our innate abilities and understand more, the greatest mystery in the world is not UFOs, and it's not the pyramids, and it's you. It's you. You don't know what you're capable of. You don't know how great your brain is. You don't know that you're a ball of light sitting, inside your head working the computer brain. You don't understand your link in observation. It goes back to quantum physics, that new paradigms of thought are needed to observe correctly, to manifest into nature so that we experience them. The greatest mystery on earth is you, and it's the thing you know the least about. And when people began to understand that they can't give their power away to governments and corporations, they can't give their power away to religions and superstition, they can't give their power away, but instead take it back and take the initiative on really, really common sense ethics. The common sense is, it's not safe to live on the beach. We should be doing something to ensure our children, and we should do something to learn to grow our own food, learn to become more self-sufficient, become more prudent, more evolved, and in the place of being taken care of by somebody else, that we do it ourselves. And only until people cry out for answers is something inside of them going to hear it. And they will make room in their complacency. And providing it isn't too late for them, make room in their complacency to start a true migration from giving one's power away to empowering oneself and finding the knowledge that fits the inside of the practical. And that's what we do at RSC.
Yeah, there's so many different aspects to the work that you do there. I know you've got a lot of new work that you're bringing out about neuroscience and understanding of the human brain. We've got about maybe 10 minutes left. Can you cover some of that?
Well, actually, in 10 minutes, you want me to go to the full? Yeah, James, you're terrific. Neuroscience.
We'll have you back on the show for this topic. How's that?
Okay. Well, look, it isn't anything new, because when Ramtha was explaining why we were gods, it wasn't just to say that, and it wasn't just to teach some knee-jerk reaction, oh, we'll just wish and you will magnetize it to you. That is a statement of ignorance. The truth of the matter is to understand that our brain is a computer, number one, and that it's broken up intentionally into different cortices to what? Handle different programs, just like your computer. And what are those programs? Well, many people talk about consciousness as if consciousness was a one thing, a mystery, incorrectly. But consciousness is a flow of information. And next, that energy is not just energy. That energy means movement. And so consciousness and energy are inextricably combined. You can't say one without the other. So what does that have to do with the brain? There are 7 levels of consciousness and energy. And that template to which one derives that, as Ramtha taught us, is the spectrum of light, of visible light. There are 7 levels to visible light, and actually the light we see is the narrowest of all of them. Each of those levels comprise streams of consciousness, whether it's Hertzian, infrared, visible light, ultraviolet blue, X-ray, gamma ray, infinite unknown. In infinite unknown, near gamma, we find the quantum field that physics talks about in terms of energy collapsing to become tiny particles that, in the end, destiny is to become the larger things that we're used to. Our brain is like a computer in the fact that it has whole areas dedicated to different levels of consciousness. So, now this is what we're taught by the Ram, and this is quite a fast expose of it. We, on the other hand, are this divine light that is the light of life, and it is we who turn this on. We live in our head. We experience the external world through our nervous systems. Our nervous systems have 100 billion neurons in it, that one neuron alone can process more information than the fastest computers known to man. We have an extraordinary capacity. Now, in neuroscience, we know many things about the brain scientifically. Other things we do not know that come in to marrying the concept of, for example, what physicists, do today. They have a very difficult problem in the physicist of solid science in linking literally the mystery of the conscious mind to the consequences of reality itself. But the reason that we're in our head is because we can turn on different programs in our brain to flow out a superposition thought, and that there's a reason that we have a thought in our head. Someone is looking at the thought, and the divine in us observes always, and whatever we put in front of the observer becomes the law of quantum physics. Energy collapses with its information to become a tiny bit of matter. And that tiny bit of matter is destined to become our reality of experience. Why do we know that? We don't have to ever magnetize to us as if by some magician what we create. What we create carries with it, in its collapse into matter, a total frequency that absolutely matches each and every one of us. Out of 7 billion people, none of us have the same frequency. Mm-hmm. So when the observer inside of our brain